okay.
It's okay, isn't it? Kind of underage too.
It's childhood innocence. It's not. There's no sexual charge in there. It's fine.
Okay, just be thankful they're not sisters. You're not wrong. And pressed her lips, pale pink like cherry blossoms, against Lorena's. I guess we're just gonna move on from that. So, oh wait, no, that's not. What's Tawa's voice? So, she refused to take her medicine?
Kind of.
Kind of, yeah. So, Constance is 12 years old. I don't know how old the main character is, but she's like at least 18 years old, I want to say. I could be wrong. Oh my gosh, Easy, you saw my singing stream? No! And yes, I'm back at the fanfic. Lorena nodded mutely. Lorena stared at the wall, limp and listless, her back resting against an old wooden chair. I'm doing good, thanks. How are you, Easy? She couldn't think about anything, not after that kiss. If it could be called as such, given it was so fast and fleeting. Just like a fallen snowflake melting on her lower lip. But there was no denying the truth. Lady Constance really had kissed. You fixed it! Oh, thank you, Drug! Ah! Sorry. I had a pair of bikini, like swim pants that the string came undone, but he just fixed it. So, yay! Lady Constance really had kissed her. I think I reread that line, but we're just gonna pretend I didn't. Well, not to worry. If Lady Constance didn't take her medicine, she can't be that ill. I don't know. She wasn't acting like herself. More fool her then. If she's genuinely sick, she'll make herself sicker if she doesn't try to get better. That isn't your problem. It is partially my problem, given she is my employer. She isn't your employer, Lori. We've been through this. For all her airs and graces, Lady Leonard is the one who pays your salary, not her daughter. Shush, Kane! Yes, and Lady Leonard would be very happy to learn I'm letting her beloved daughter waste away. The kiss would hardly have appeased her either. Lorena still didn't know how to feel about that. She didn't know how to feel about anything. Oh, my little Lori, you seem somewhat stressed. I am stressed. And confused, too. I feel like I've done something wrong, but I don't know how to set it right. I don't know if I can. You're a kinder girl than I to worry your pretty little head about Lady Constance. For all she might have told you, I doubt she's ever bothered to worry about you. Well, perhaps not, but see, if she doesn't care about you, you shouldn't care about her.
That's not how being a decent human works.
This is Tawa we're talking about. We humans are fragile creatures, and we shouldn't expend energy fussing over those who neither deserve nor want our attention. Life is too short. Lorena leaned back in the chair and glanced upwards, her eyelashes fluttering. Light streamed in through the window, and she could see dust dancing about in the golden glow. It flickered like fireflies. The sky outside was a bright, cloudless blue. It was so blue, in fact, Lorena wondered whether she could paddle in it. Oh my gosh, I can't read. What happened? The sweet smell of roses, lavender, and frangipani? 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 Whatever. Drifted in the air. You are probably right. I just... Don't dwell on it. You have no reason to feel guilty. I wish I could be as cold as you. You think I'm cold? Tawa pressed one hand against her breast, her eyes widening. How cruel! I'm hurt, my little Lori. You, of all people, should know how passionate I can be. Well, maybe you and Lady Constance are similar in that regard. Whatever do you mean? Are you vying for a good head flick, young lady? No, I just... Lorena giggled softly, brushing a strand of hair behind the shell of her ear. I was thinking, you could both be quite passionate when you want to be. And they had both kissed Lorena. Did that count for something? Like a love triangle? I hope not. Ah yes, an excess of yellow bile. We're probably both choleric. As you should know, I'm rather more worried about you than I am Lady Constance, my little Lori. I don't like seeing you look so down. I'm sorry? You don't need to apologize. I wasn't harping at you. I was just thinking. Do you want to go for a walk? I might clear your head, and it is such a beautiful day. It seems like a shame to waste it. But Lady Constance, let's not think about her. Let's not even talk about her. Let's spend some time alone together, all right? Lorena sounds like she gets around. A little bit, Kane. Well, plus, the cook wants us to pick more blackberries. Does she want to make more jam? That is rather unlikely. Everyone in Bly seems to know what happens when I try cooking now. Oh, I'm sorry. If only I hadn't been so foolish. Don't worry, I'm not blaming you. The cook is the one who should do the cooking. Her job description is in her title. I suppose. Now, would you mind accompanying me, my fair lady? Picking some blackberries might cheer you up. When Tawa phrased it like that, it was impossible for the younger maid to resist. Oh, this is a pretty song. I don't know if I've heard this before. This might be new. That's so pretty, though. The blackberry thicket was overgrown with tall trees, secreted away deep in Bly's grounds. The house itself was no longer visible. It was hidden away behind a bower of trees and bushes. It was just Lorena and Tawa here, sheltering from the sun, which had beaten down on their heads relentlessly during their trek. The smell of blackberries was almost overwhelming. It lingered in the air, even stronger than the intermingled scents of the crisp air, the dew-flecked grass, and the summer flowers. The earth was littered with black fruits. They burst open beneath the heels of the two meandering maids. The blackberries split open and oozed deep purple fluid over the scattered soil. They were a veritable feast for ants and caterpillars, perhaps, but these blackberries were of no use to the cook. The two maids were supposed to be picking the ripe berries from the bushes. Wasn't that why Tawa had requested Lorena's company? But Lorena couldn't focus on her task. Her attention had been captivated, almost completely, by Tawa. Hi, Tail. Welcome to the stream. Dating sim stream? What? ASMR. Tawa's hair was dark. It fell around her shoulders, sleek and smooth. It was the same rich color as the pulp that spilt stickily from the crushed blackberry corpses on the ground. Her face was mostly obscured by shadow, but chinks of light spilt through the leafy canopy here and there and picked out her features. Anime! Yep, pretty much. Her almond eyes her almond-shaped eyes, the curve of her cheeks, her soft, soft lips. Tawa might have been a mystery, but she really was beautiful. That was something Lorena couldn't deny. The unmaid tried to inhale, but her breath caught in her throat. Why did she feel so warm? Have you forgotten why we came here already, my little Lori? Well... Ah, you're so lovely. Tawa sighed, cupping Lorena's cheek with her right hand. Her fingers, Lorena noted, were very slender. They were long and thin, tipped with crescent moon nails. My cute little pet. Are you getting excited? I'm not! Oh, but I rather think you are. You don't have any proof? Do you want me to prove it? Well, this might be going into some kind of sensual territory, so be prepared. Silly little Lori. It's so charming when you can't be honest with yourself. It makes me want to bully you. Kane, she might be a sadist. You're not wrong. You always bully me. Because it cheers you up. Cougar on the prowl. It does not. It does. Waiting on Lady Constance these last 2 days has made you miserable. You've suffered enough. If at all possible, I want to lessen your burden. Now, lie back like a good girl and leave everything to me. Tawa leans in a little closer until there was only an inch between the two women. Lorena drew in a breath. She trembled. Please don't do what, Lorena? Well, if you really don't want my company. This is definitely not an appropriate response, Tail. Tawa smiled, seemingly unaffected, and curled a strand of dark hair behind her finger. Shall we start picking those blackberries? Error for... Okay, good. Please, just stay safe. Please, I don't want Twitch to notice me for bad reasons. Marina looked down at the ground, scuffing the dirt with the tip of her shoe. She felt unsettled enough after the unexpected kiss Lady Constance had bestowed upon her, and she had no idea how to fend off Tawa's teasing. She didn't know if she even wanted to fend it off. You're awful. I know. You like it, though. I don't. Then why are you pouting like that? Like what? Like you want me to ravish you. Well, Oh, Lori. When you make faces like that, how could I possibly resist? Oh, this is not going to be safe. This is not going to be safe. Okay, we're good. Be gone. We skipped anime for a sec. Be gone, Twitch mods. Later that day, Lorena found herself cleaning up the parlor with Effie. Lorena had grown slightly more accustomed to Effie's... Wow, I can't. Lorena had grown slightly more accustomed to Effie's company, but she was still unsure whether she could call the other maid a friend or not. Maybe confidant would be better. Not that Lorena had much she wished to confide. How could she confess all the depraved activities she had done with Tawa? Scandalous! When Lorena closed her eyes, she could still remember it. What are you going to show? I'm popping this up just in case. I don't trust. No, we're not gonna... So, yep, Good thing. Yep. Nope. We're not talking about this. We're gonna skip that dialogue because it got very sensual and definitely hinted that sex happened. Marina ducked her head, her face flushed. That is pretty gay, King. That very true. Tail, don't you even! Effie glanced over at Lorena. Her eyes were lidded, as per usual, but there was something oddly penetrating about her gaze. Lorena shifted awkwardly. She glanced at the floor. What are you looking at? I'm thinking. Thinking about what, exactly? Your face? Is there something wrong with it? It looks happy. You're welcome, King. While Tail is upset with me. I feel the same as usual. If you say so. Effie smiled one of her strange, elfin smiles. I'm glad you listened. To what? Your heart? I don't even know what that means. I think you do. Lorena's face burned. Was she really that transparent? I'm mainly playing this game because I got so excited that it's a visual novel with two girls. Cause I love games. I do. And I know there's like an 18 plus version of this game, but I thought because it was through Steam, they would cut out the not safe parts. But it seems like some stuff are still in there, either for context reasons or I don't know why, but they still kept certain scenes in there. And I'm like, can we really, Steam? Why you do this to me? I thought I was safe because this isn't the 18 plus version. But I'm learning recently that that's not the case. But I still want to play this because I want my lesbians. I want lesbian representation. Ah! Yes, I love gay. I'm half gay. I love gay. And even later that evening, the two maids were secreted away in Tawa's room. Please don't be bad. Please don't be bad. Please don't be bad. She needs... She doesn't need a dominatrix. She needs some back support. That's true. The sky outside Tawa's window was dark, splashed liberally with stars, and the moon was full and heavy. Tawa was standing behind Florina, fingers toying with her hair. Tawa hummed beneath her breath the whole while. It was a pleasant tune, but Lorena had no idea where it had first originated. Alright, King, that's fine. Knowing Tawa, it was probably something from the opera. Something European. Something cultured. Something Lorena would, no doubt, not understand. Don't even! While Tawa busied herself, Figaro stretched out in Lorena's lap. He mewed lazily and flicked his tongue against the tips of her fingers. It tickled, but it wasn't unpleasant. I think he likes me. I should hope so, too. It's rather hard not to like you, my little Lori. I'm not sure about that. Pauline hates me enough for 4 people. Pauline is a bitch. Tawa! Lorena scolded the older maid, but there was no real passion in her voice. She quite agreed. Lorena didn't particularly want to think about Pauline. Figaro really is a friendly kitty. He is when he gets to know you. He can be standoffish at first. Maybe you could even call him arrogant. Like you, then? Yes, indeed. Very much like me. I knew, when I first saw him, that we would make a good pair. He has such airs and graces. He acts like he's royalty, when, in reality, he is nothing more than a stray, with no fortune to his name. That's like my cat, to BH. Stop it, Tail! That's another thing we have in common. I wouldn't be too sure about that. Tawa. What is it, my little Lori? I have something to tell you. Then, by all means, tell me. Well... Lorena bit down on her lower lip. I went to the village this morning to collect Lady Constance's medicine and... Don't tell me. Did one of the farmhands find the face of Jesus in a potato? What? No. Does that really happen? It does if you believe it does. I, unfortunately, am a touch too cynical to pin my faith on miraculous root vegetables. Lorena laughed and shook her head. She thought as much. Actually, I ran into Emily. You seem to encounter the ever-delightful Emily an awful lot. I didn't think she was the sort to venture more than 5 steps outside of her drawing room. Really? Really? Did we need that flashback to talk about Emily? Are you kidding me? That is rude, game. Rude. I mean, you're not wrong, Tail. You're not wrong, but I could still be upset. A vision of Emily chasing the 3 dirty boys about the village came to Lorena's mind. Lorena smiled despite herself. Okay. Thank you! She's sturdier than she looks. I think you might be right about that. Though Emily was a vision of perpetual pink, with curled hair and thick blonde eyelashes, she really was a force to be reckoned with. Emily asked me to tell you this. She said it was important. Well, if Emily thinks it's important, I'm sure it must be a grave matter. This game is called Blackberry Honey. What's the problem? Did she snag one of her newest party frocks? No, it's rather more serious than that. Can you get me water? She told me she was going to be moving. Oh? Tawa paused. Her fingers stilled, embedded inside Lorena's hair, while the owner of said fingers looked at Lorena's scalp with a small frown. She said if you were planning to sell your violin, you should come to a decision quickly, because she and her sister might not be staying here for much longer. Hey, Kane, welcome back. Yeah, I have to put the category as just chatting, because Twitch doesn't have Blackberry Honey as a game title that I can list for the name of the game. Like, Twitch just doesn't have that option. I think I probably know why, but still. So I have to put it as just chatting. Apparently you can't leave the category blank either, so it has to be just chatting. I don't know what else to put it as. But yeah. So that's why I have the title of the game in my like title of the stream. Oh. Tawa drew in a breath. Is that how it is? She sounded rather convinced of the fact, too. Thank you. Sweet, sweet water. I highly doubt it's banned from Twitch. I think it's just not on the list because it's not a well-known game. It could also be because of the lewd stuff, but I think it's just because it's not a well-known game. Oh my, well, I never expected that. Neither did I. I don't know if Emily did either. She sounded just as surprised as I was. Well, she has cause to be surprised. Her family has lived and worked in Ellesmere for more than 3 generations. They have something of a reputation around here, not to mention the memories. Are you trying to get me banned? How dare! I read this line. I didn't think Theodora would throw it away so readily. They're not throwing it away, not really. And what would you know about that, Lorena? I know I don't know them like you do, but I think a lot of thought has been put into it. Wait, are you being serious with me? Right now? Or are you joking? If you're joking, that's not nice. But if you're serious, you're freaking me out. Well, I suppose it was only a matter of time. Emily hates it here, and I don't blame her. If I'm banned, rest in peace, guys. It was nice knowing you all. Shropshire is a dull corner of the country to grow up in, and it's becoming harder and harder for small businesses to thrive. Practically speaking, London would be their best bet. If they want to move, I can't stop them, though I suppose I might miss Theodora. We get on rather well. Oh, sweet, sweet water. How I missed thee. But what do you think about it? Thanks, Tail. About what? You know, your violin. Tawa inhaled. That is a difficult question, Lorena. I don't want to be rash. That violin is my most prized possession. Theodora might be moving, but that doesn't mean I should. But... hush. I'll come to a decision within time. But you might not have any time. You need to decide now. My. Tawa's tone darkened. So did her expression. Oof. Yeah, Lorena, you shouldn't have gone there. Are you trying to tell me what to do, Lorena? Lorena gasped softly. Figaro's ears quirked upwards. Sensing something was amiss with his mistress, the black cat slipped off Lorena's lap and padded to a corner of the room. But Lorena could do no such thing. All she could do was sit there, trembling, as the full brunt of Tawa's displeasure fell upon her slender shoulders. She'd never felt more frail. It was just like the last time Tawa had lost her temper. She'd promised it wouldn't happen again, but... Jack, when are you planning on going? I'm sorry if I was being too pushy. It's fine, Lorena. I know what you mean, and I'm glad you came to tell me. I appreciate it. But the parlor maid's voice was icy and cold. It wasn't how Tawa should have spoken to Lorena. It wasn't how Tawa typically spoke to Lorena. Weren't they friends? Oh, they're more than friends. Yeah, exactly. Were they not, in fact, something more? Like 6-ish? Yeah, that's fine, Jack. I want to go. I don't know if I'll eat anything, but I'll probably just go with you. Were they not, in fact, something more? Why, then, did she sound so cold? Maybe Tawa didn't care about Lorena as Lorena cared for her. And to think, for a while, Lorena had been half tempted to imagine Tawa might, perhaps, have loved her. But there was no love. There was a mere like. It was a curious manner of liking, certainly, that manifested itself in midnight rendezvous in Tawa's room, shared jokes, silly giggles, and gentle kisses, but that was all it was. Tawa didn't love Lorena, but she did love that violin of hers. If Tawa ever had to decide between the two, Lorena knew which would win. She didn't have a chance. Lorena had always known the truth, but she hadn't wanted to admit it. Now, it was staring her in the face. Effie had told her to listen to her heart, and Lorena's heart was telling her, quite plainly, that she would always be second best.